A few years ago, I spoke about building smart cities. Many took time to laugh at this dream that I spoke about. I'm glad that Premier Lusufi has caught on to this dream. And now we are going to have a smart city in Gauteng, but we are also going to have a smart city here in KZN combined with the Eastern Cape, right here. So many things are going to start happening, and I'm rather pleased that our premiers have taken time, including our MECs, to outline precisely the economic progress that we are making and the economic progress that we are going to continue making. Ndade Mohai, I want to thank him for speaking more about the need to have public servants who are going to put our people first. And he also spoke about celebrating some of the progress that we have made in SEZ, and he spoke quite logically about the developmental state. And he said that we are a developmental state, and what we need to do is to focus more on issues of development. And we are a different type of developmental state because we are inherently a democratic state, which seeks to include and involve as many people as possible, various formations that must play a key role in building this South African developmental state. And with that, we will be able to improve the lives of our people. MEC Sikwati spoke about the need for infrastructure development, and I could not agree with him more. But he speaks about it from a different or an interesting angle, that it must be targeted and integrated. It must be based on planning, and we must develop a clear district development practice, which they have done in Limpopo, and which all the districts in Limpopo have embraced, where they now have one plan for each of the districts focused on developing infrastructure, water, and so forth. Babu Hateb from the IFP, ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi uzinike isikhathi ukukhuluma ngeenkinga zabantu bakithi. Ngiyakubonga kakhulu waze wayokhuluma ngeenkinga zabantu bakithi uma baya emahhovisi afana noSASSA neseyibhedlela ukuthi balinda isikhathi eside. Ngiyakubonga lokho ngoba angukuthathi as a criticism. I take that as very good suggestions ukuthi le inkinga singazixazulula kanjani na. Ngiyakubonga kakhulu ukuthi you have been forthright in putting these views across. Premier wethu uNomusa Dube Ncube, ngibonga kakhulu ukuthi you took your time in explaining more in full the challenges that we face with the floods and the initiatives that we are taking, and you gave us an update, the progress that we are making in terms of accommodating our people who initially, as the floods happened, were accommodated in halls. Some of them are being moved out, and they are being moved into decent accommodation to give them dignity, to make sure they will lead a better life as they move on. And thank you also for giving us a progress report on the work that we're doing in repairing the roads, the bridges, the schools, and also in rebuilding the houses that were destroyed in the floods. Other people may not really appreciate the progress. The floods that we experienced in the Eastern Cape and in KZN and in parts of Northwest were quite devastating floods. And Umama, Sylvia Lucas, she's absolutely right in saying we must also focus on climate change. Because what we have seen on the eastern side of our country, affecting especially KZN and in Eastern Cape, could be occurrences that happen all the time, like Mozambique, without wishing them ill, or they will happen on other countries on the eastern side. They are now here. And yes, we need to get ready for disasters that are going to befall us on an ongoing basis. We have learned a lot from these floods, and that is why I appreciated the report from our Premier here about the progress that we have made. These floods have highlighted how important local government is in preparing and responding to natural disaster. And that is why it has been important for us to come here so that we can talk to the people who are most affected by these floods. And that is why it has been so good to hear also Ubaba Mkiva. Ubaba Mkiva spoke about the progress that we've been making over many years. And I thank him for that, because the progress has been extensive. Baba Ustofile Wesalga has given us insights on what we should be doing going into the future. The fiscal architecture that Salga would like us to start looking at, to remodel, yes, even local government, so that we can avoid some of the challenges and the problems that we are having. So he's planted a seed, and we need to look at it quite extensively. Salga is our organization that focuses on our local government, and they have a lot of ideas. I also particularly like the ideas that they put forward with regard to helping our local governments to pay their debts, to collect money, and how we can get companies to cooperate and also to play a role. MEC Meha liked input in terms of focusing on service delivery. And Honorable Barra spoke about the gender-based violence and also applauded the summit that we held. And I think it's been important for us to make progress on gender-based violence. What I did appreciate when we were at the summit is the fact that our provinces held their own summits. They made a great deal of progress in bringing many formations together and focus